Guys, I know you are excited about this recipe because I am. If you have not joined the Patreon, it's so much in that Patreon. We got 3 different levels. This lotion will be on the $5 level, okay? This is a lotion that easily absorbs into the skin. It's not greasy. It smells good. It look good, guys. The vendor is there. You will not be disappointed, okay? All right, so look, in the description box, you better get your behind in that Patreon. Learn how to make some candles. Learn how to make some body butters. Learn how to make some sugar scrubs, okay? So we are in the first phase of our lotion, and we're just adding vegetable glycerin to a bowl. Anything that goes in a water phase, sodium lactate, distilled water, vegetable glycerin, that is what we are doing in the first phase, okay? So I made this video very short because the recipe is in the Patreon, and I just wanted to basically give you guys who are making it the first time an idea of how to do this, okay? All right, so I have a big, huge pot, and I'm going to add that all to my distilled water. And as you can see, everything is getting kind of cloudy because, of course, we are adding things to it. So the clarity will kind of shift. All right. So I'm going to take this after I get everything out the bowl, and I'm going to warm this up because if I add my oil phase to this, it's going to clump up, okay? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add all of my oil to a bowl, and I'm going to heat all of that stuff up too. So I used a lot of oil in this recipe. I used cetyl alcohol in this recipe because the stearic acid seems like it makes that lotion hard to dissolve. I don't know if you guys ever made homemade lotion before and it just take a long time to go into your skin and you like, why is it not like the way it is in the store? That is why, okay? Sometimes that stearic acid can be hard to get in, okay? So I use that. I use also some emulsifying wax, and then I use some olive oil. I use some jojoba oil. I use some lanolin. I use some isopropyl maestrate. I use quite a few things, but in the recipe, guys, I use safflower oil and grapeseed oil. I gave you guys just one oil, but I did that just so I can do something a little bit different to add to my website. So this is everything that's going inside my oil phase. And now I've melted that down. And so when you melt it down, it should look like some milk that you're about to pour some cereal into. So just take your stick blender and just blend everything together, okay? Okay, so I did add my oil phase to my water phase. I could not get that to upload to this video. I don't understand what was going on with my storage, but baby, I got a new phone coming tomorrow. That's all I got to say. But yeah, so I added my oil phase and my water phase. I just pretty much just poured that in together, and it made it look milky like that. All right, so now what I'm doing is I'm preparing my preservative on the side. I'm waiting for my temperature to drop to add my preservative. But preservatives that I typically use for lotion is Germall Plus, Phenolnip, and it's another one, Phenolexol. That's another one that I use, or is Eucalyptus, whatever it is. I don't know. It's so many different. It just makes sure it's broad spectrum. So look at our lotion. It's beautiful. It's creamy. It's silky, as you guys can see. Has a very lovely texture. So this is one of those recipes that you probably will be using over and over and over, because whenever I go to a pop-up shop, this indeed is the recipe that I take, okay? So now the next thing that we're going to do, we're going to start coloring our lotion. Now, I myself have a manual machine that I use, a manual filling machine that I use to fill a large quantity of lotion, but I do understand that a lot of people do not have that, so I'm going to use a funnel for today. Okay, so I put a little mica in there, and remember, you don't want to go too dark and too heavy with the micas because these will be like, they will stain the clothes if you use too much. So I just went really light with my colors, and you know, just yellow, orange, and lime green, because I wanted it to stand out and really look like Sour Patch, okay? So you guys going to see me just kind of mixing these colors in and everything like that, okay? So I have already put my preservative in there. I've already put my fragrance in there. I just began to do that as the temperature came down when it was in that milky phase, okay? So just to sum it all up, guys, you take your water phase and you put that in one bowl, your oil phase in one bowl, and then you heat it up, both of them you heat it up, and then when it's done heating up, and it's hot. You mix those two together, and then you take your stick blender and you mix it together. And now you're separating your colors. And after that, we're going to start to just prepare, ourselves to, put it into our bottles. All right. So you guys are going to see me just mixing this up a little bit. All right. All right, so these are the bottles that I will be using. These are some Cosmo bottles. I actually like the shape of these bottles. For some reason, they really attract my attention, and I was just like, I need some Cosmo bottles. So you want to get yourself a large funnel, because at this point, this is when we're going to start blending our colors. So you want to just blend a little bit on the side, like just kind of mix them all in together. Put a little yellow, put a little green, put a little orange, and just keep repeating that, okay? Just going side by side, and prop it up against something, because it will fall. Oh my God, I hate it. I hate it when that happens. Prop it up and just bang it. And you don't really have to bang it. You could just kind of let it just fall into the bottle. But I was banging it because when I first started, it was a little thick. And also, one thing I will tell you about this lotion, if it's too thick, guys, all you have to do is add some water, or you can add a little bit of oil. So if you want to use carrier oil, that's fine. I use oil. I use water, because I was like, I wanted it to not really be greasy, okay? So this is how it came out, my first bottle, and then I just kind of started mastering how I wanted to mix my colors. And as you guys can see, I started, putting them on top of each other, next to each other, just getting creative, because I wanted my colors to kind of look like that Sour Patch Kids, okay? And this is how it came out right here. Oh my God, they are so cute. I made about I made a lot of lotion, y'all. I made a whole lot. But this is our finished product. They look so good, so nice. I can't wait to see your finished product in the Patreon. Hit me up in the chat if you're on the $20 level, and let me know what you think. All right.